My husband's family has been convinced they're half Italian for as long as anyone can remember, and I mean obsessed with it. Every family dinner was about how much they loved pasta because it's in their blood. Every holiday they'd make these huge Italian meals and talk about their heritage. They even had this weird thing where they'd call each other Italian slurs as jokes, like it was some special bonding thing only they could do. My sister-in-law would constantly bring up being Italian in random conversations. Someone mentions vacation, she'd talk about wanting to visit Italy to connect with her roots. Someone says they're having a bad day, she'd blame it on her Italian temper. It was literally their entire personality. Last year, my husband decided to do one of those DNA tests just for fun. When the results came back, we were dying laughing. His Italian grandparents, turns out they're basically 0% Italian, like 0.7%, which is basically nothing. They were actually a mix of German, Spanish, and 8% Portuguese. The same Portuguese people his grandparents used to make fun of when they were growing up. The irony was incredible. We told his grandparents first, and they thought it was hilarious. They were like, well, that explains why I never actually liked that one traditional Italian dish everyone raves about. But my husband didn't want to tell the rest of his family yet. He knew they'd freak out because being Italian was such a huge part of how they saw themselves, so we just kept it quiet for months. Then last week, we were all at this Italian restaurant together. My mother-in-law was going on and on about how this place reminded her of the old country, even though she's never been to Italy. My sister-in-law was talking about how she's obsessed with Italian food because it's just in her blood. I rolled my eyes a little, but didn't say anything. Then she called my brother-in-law a greasy Italian slur as a joke, and I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I turned to my husband and asked if he'd told everyone the truth yet about the DNA test. He got this nervous look and told me I could break the news. So, I did. I explained that the test showed they're basically not Italian at all. My brother-in-law started laughing because he thought it was funny, but my sister-in-law looked like I just told her Santa wasn't real. She sat there in complete shock while my husband explained all the actual results. Her friend tried to save face and said, well, maybe your husband isn't Italian, but that doesn't mean you aren't. Siblings can have different DNA. I'm a biologist, so I had to explain that's not how it works. There might be small variations between siblings, but not that much. You can't have one sibling be 0% Italian and another be 50%. That's just not possible. Later that night, my brother-in-law made another Italian joke, and I reminded him that he can't say that anymore or he'll get canceled. My sister-in-law got really defensive and said she doesn't care what any test says. The family will always be Italian no matter what. That's when my husband made the best joke. He looked at her and said, it's okay, you're trans-alien. Everyone started cracking up except my sister-in-law, who just sat there fuming. She hasn't spoken to us in a week.